Gentlelady yields back. Chair recognizes Mr. Khanna from California for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Califf, thank you for your service. So many Americans are frustrated that even with insurance, they're having to pay thousands of dollars for drugs for cancer, for multiple sclerosis, for getting inhalers, hundreds of dollars. I want you to help explain to the American people why this is happening, and to start by giving 2 sentences on what the FDA's Orange Book is.
Well, the Orange Book is a listing of patents that are relevant to drugs that are marketed.
Correct. And if something is listed on the Orange Book, is it correct that for 30 days, for 30 months, a generic manufacturer can't produce that?
That's with some caveats, but essentially that's a fair statement.
So let's take a couple examples. You have a multiple sclerosis drug, Copaxone, produced by Teva. It costs patients between $3,000 and $50,000, and it is currently listed on this Orange Book. Now, Teva, the company producing it, is going to come to have it listed with no real changes to the drug, cosmetic changes. If they list it again, then no generic manufactured drugs can be produced, correct, for 30 months?
It's a little more complicated than that. I mean, you left out one step before that, which is that you have to have a patent which says it's a significant new thing.
But
our role in the Orange Book is ministerial. That is, we list the
but you have discretion of whether to list it or not, correct?
Not much discretion.
But technically you have that discretion.
Not really. We have to list them. And
What would happen if you didn't list them?
we'd get sued.
But what is happening is you have these companies that are getting you to list this and not have generic competition. And so then, as a result of it, the American people are paying $50,000 for drugs on multiple sclerosis, or in the case of Revlimid for leukemia, they're paying $17,000 because you're listing something in the FDA that isn't allowing generic competition. Now, you can say the blame is with the patent office, but if those were not listed at the FDA, you'd have generic alternatives. Is that not correct?
You know, my grandfather was a Baptist minister. We are all sinners, so we'll take our share of blame here. It's a point of emphasis between us and the patent office now to try to get rid of frivolous patents, which is what you're referring to. Frivolous patents just to extend the time period in which a company
Would you say that in the case of Copaxone, where Teva is asking for more patents and multiple sclerosis patients are paying $3,000 to $50,000, that could be frivolous? Or with Revlimid, which is where they have 27 patents to treat leukemia, that there could be some of those being frivolous?
As FDA Commissioner, that decision really is an FTC decision. I have personal opinions about parts of this.
What's your personal opinion on those two?
There are too many efforts made to extend patents, but I won't comment on a specific one.
But what about for AstraZeneca and the inhalers?
Well,
with Symbicort?
I can't refer to a specific one. I will note that my mom got some extra life expectancy due to Revlimid, and I'm very familiar with what happened with the cost.
And so my question, I guess, is what can we do in Congress? Because this is what's frustrating people. And I'm not blaming you, sir, but I'm saying that you've got a system where you're listing these drugs. Maybe you're saying your hands are tied. It's not bringing those costs down. And we keep getting, from the American people's perspective, how do we solve this? And if you could give me 10 seconds, I have one more question, but do you have a 10-second recommendation?
Maybe the analogy's worn out. Again, we're the referees, so it may be something where our staff will need to get together with yours and the patent office and see if there's anything that can be done to tighten up the laws here.
And the last question I want to ask, and it's not a gotcha or anything, because I know when you were in the FDA, then afterwards, you got consulting fees from Merck, AstraZeneca, Biogen. I take you at your word that there were ethics reviews, and then you said that there were no ethical conflicts. But one of the things I proposed is members of Congress should not become lobbyists. Would you commit today that after your service as FDA chair, you will not take any money as consulting fees from Big Pharma going forward?
I have a written record on this for 2 years. Beyond that point, we'll have to see. I'll be
Well,
70.
why not just make that commitment so that the American people have confidence that you won't take, you can make plenty of money at Google or somewhere else. Why not just say, I'm not going to take big pharma money?
I'm not looking to make money. I'm looking to contribute to the development of effective.
And why not say you won't take it after regulating it? Just make that commitment today.
I certainly have made the commitment for a period of time, but I can't speak for the rest of my life.
I think you should.
I appreciate your opinion.